This is the walkthrough for lesson 7, which are sprites. Sprites, which you probably refer to in your games or things, are the characters on your screens. On computer programming, we call them a sprite. So instead of just being stuck with our circles and our shapes, now we can deal with sprites. And a few things we're going to notice. We're going to call our first variable here fruit. And the code for this is we're going to create a sprite at 100 on the X, 200 on the Y. Well, the fruit here is the variable name. So the animation, so the fruit, the variable we created, animation that we're going to have it set to is apple. Now, if we can see up here, you have the code and the animation. You can see I can add different sprites here. So I have an apple one, carrot one, and again, whatever you type this is important because we're going to have to type that exactly. So there's a whole library here for sprites. You can see I have different robots, and I can do baby robot. We can see it here. I'm going to shorten this really quick just to baby for the programming sake. And you can just see I have another one which I have as vegetable, which is my carrot here. My vegetable set animation, so I created the variable here to create the sprite at that 300, 200. My vegetable, which is my variable name, is set. The animation for that variable is carrot. So just to show you how this works again, I'm going to duplicate this and paste it down. I'm going to create another variable. This one I'm going to call my baby, and I'm going to make it on the, I don't know, 100 on there. So now here, my animation for this, which is going to be my baby variable. And the sprite that I want into the animation tab, I call baby. So now I'm going to reset and run this. You're going to see, because it's listed second, it's there. Now the command to make this occur is the draw sprites command. So I've set up my variable, I set the animation for it, but to have it show up on screen is the draw sprites command. If I cut that out and I run the program, we're going to notice that nothing occurs. So I need that draw sprites command there. So as we move into the bubble 6 here, we can see we have 4 different variables created. The bottom right one we have set the animation for. The rest of them we have not set the animation for. So if I come here, I'm going to paste this in 3 times. And again, I need to actually come here, and this one's going to be left sprite, and this one's going to be top, and this one is going to be top left. So now what you can see is I've set the variables here. So top left create sprite, variable create sprite at my different locations. I've created my 3 variables. Here I've set the animation for these different variables as well, and then my draw sprites commands. Now, because all of them here are set to alien, that is why an alien appears. If I would come here, and you can see there's some preloaded ones, if I would change my file that I'm attaching here to bunny, now you're going to see I run this and a bunny appears. And the same would occur for the flybot and the red plane as we would change that here. So 10 here, bubble 10, you can choose a couple of these to play around with this as you progress through the different bubbles. I've taken a look at the first one on here. You're going to see we've declared all the variables here. We've created all the variables here. But what we're missing is the draw sprites command, because the draw sprites command isn't there. You're going to see it didn't run. Now that I activated it or put the draw sprites command, it runs. And then ultimately you're going to finish up on puzzle 11, where it asks you to create some of your own sprites